Well, Flat Earth Hippie here. I'll take you on a little tour of a flat earth garden. It's about time to replant, but still got some stuff going on. Let's start out here with this nice, oh gosh, this nice aloe vera plant. And there's lamb's quarter in there, and about time to replant that bed there. Got some strawberries down here. Salvia, that's hummingbird food. Little blueberry bush. Here's some eggplant growing here. Another little aloe vera. What's left of the sunflowers and some wild lettuce that I make a tincture with for a relaxant. Some people, if they have pain, use it for pain. Here's another one that's growing up here. It's getting kind of, sucker's about 9 foot tall. Here's another one, thinks it's a regular bush. Anyway, got all kind more eggplants there. Some radishes down there in the corner back behind that eggplant, and quite a few different kinds of basil. They're doing good. A little basil in the pot. Got a pigweed there, and that's another edible wild plant. I got some cauliflowers growing in there, more basil. There's some fennel growing there, some beets, another eggplant, more beets, more fennel, more beets, more fennel, a little more pigweed, some lamb's quarter here. That's great putting your juices. Back around over to here, another lamb's quarter there, little trumpet vine trying to grow up there. Here's an artichoke is planted under this big tree. Artichokes need sunshine. That one's good for seeds. That's about it. A little chard going to seed. A little more chard going to seed. Got a pineapple top growing in that pot and just getting it started. And some mint in that other pot. And once again, more basil. Can't have too much basil, I reckon. And over here, this is a garden growing in the shade. Gardens really like the sun. There's 3 or 4 strawberries in there, and a okra down there, and a couple of pepper plants. And here's pineapple top. Looks like it's going to go ahead and grow. It's been there for a couple months. And another salvia, more hummingbird food. And I guess I'm a corn farmer. There's a corn in a pot, and ain't got no tassel yet. And here's the end of a wild onion. It's gone to seed. I need to harvest those seeds. And here's a chard I was letting go to seed, but it's going back to growing, so I can have some chard and a little purple cabbage and more beets down in there. There's another salvia over here, more hummingbird food. Another pineapple top, looks like it's going to make 2. There's some thyme and oregano in there, and here's some okra. So I'm going to have to harvest some okra here before too long. More basil in those pots. And another couple of okra plants there. And here we have some beets, some carrots, some fennel. And there's some lamb's quarter in there. It's all edible. And some sweet peas up here in this pot. Can't see them. Here's some pepper plants that I can hardly reach the top of growing in this sucker. Growing them peppers right there. Starting to grow a few more now. And of course basil in there all around it. Can't have too much basil. There's some more basil. Another pot full of basil. A lot of it going to seed. Have plenty of basil seeds and plenty of basil for whatever I need it for, I reckon. Let's see here. Oh, I forgot. Blackberry vines. Been harvesting blackberries for a couple of months. A few left on here. Some growing down the way here. There's a bunch on the other side too. I try to eat a handful of those every day. Probably will for the next couple of months. Some growing out there. There's an orange tree down there. There's another orange tree here. got some oranges on it. Yeah, there's that big old wild lettuce again. It's kind of leaned over and propped up on an old sunflower stem. The sunflowers are 3 feet taller than that porch roof there, and this thing here, when it was standing up straight, was, I don't know, a couple of feet taller than that porch roof. There's that big old wild lettuce. It's pretty good wild tincture for your anxiety or your pain, if you have pain, or it's definitely a relaxant, but there's no deleterious side effects from that, or what do they say, no addictive qualities to it. It's all good. Little trees growing everywhere, a little pecan tree growing down there, rose plants. Got quite a few little oranges on this orange tree. There's a lemon tree out back, grapefruit tree. It's got grapefruits all over it. I eat one of those a week and I'll have them the rest of the year, and it's got a bunch of little bitty grapefruits on it. Guess we can walk over here and take a look at that. And then these prickly pear cactuses, I'm going to be eating cactus pears here before you know it, and probably juicing them too. It's going to be a good crop of them, but there's, I'd say there's still a dozen and a half grapefruits in there, and a bunch of little guys growing for next year. Got key limes up there. That come from the root of this thing that it's grafted onto, but they're pretty good little fruit too. And we'll walk over here to the other garden. Nothing like gardening on the flat earth. Stationary, motionless. Sun, moon, and one of the stars circling above us. There's a plum tree, what's left of it. Nice apple tree over there. I've been juicing apples off that tree for a couple of months, and down the way there's Asian pears. Can't really see them from here, but they're there. And on the other side of this apple tree here, there's a couple of regular pear trees, and on the other side of that is a persimmon tree, which is great in the fall. Another big persimmon tree over here. I just cut out the castor beans and the wild lettuce out of this garden so it could get a little sunshine. See, there's quite a bit of cover in there, so now everybody can get a little bit of sunshine. There's a mint plant and a tomato plant here. Not sure what kind of tomatoes they are, but I got tomatoes running out my ass. I just give the landlord some tomatoes to take to her church deal. And I got a shitload of these little Romas here, more than I can eat. Try to get them to the less fortunate or whoever might need them, maybe trade them for something I need. I don't know. Here's another tomato plant. This is a zucchini plant. Oh, I forgot about this little pepper plant down here. The little pepper plant hasn't put any peppers on yet, but it's kind of swamped by that tomato. Maybe it will now. All that wild lettuce and castor beans is in here was taller than me, and I just cleared them out this morning. And then these nice, beautiful little thin green peppers. I don't know what they are. They're pretty cool. They're all over that sucker. And watermelon patch here. Got a watermelon right here. I don't know if you can see it down in there. Right there. Got one in the fridge I'm eating on. There's another watermelon here. It's a pretty big dandy there. And what's left of the cabbages that got planted way too late. They got little bitty heads on them, but they're just the tenderest, best little cabbages you ever want to eat. Got them in a couple months late, so not much production there. This is another zucchini, but I don't know if you can see down in there. This little zucchini. That little zucchini there looks right. This one here looks like it got crossed with a gourd or something. I'll have to check that sucker out. Maybe it's more of a gourd than it is a zucchini. I don't know. And we got another zucchini back over in here. You probably can't see that sucker, but he's back in there. More watermelon plants here. Got a little watermelon hanging there on the other side somewhere. I have to get around there and show him to you. And then these more squash plants here. Now I finally got them out where this was all growed up taller than me, and now they can get some sunshine and go into producing. More tomatoes over here. More of these big bastards here. Left part of this plant to help support the tomatoes. And a real nice one down in here. I don't know what I'm going to do with all them tomatoes. Thought I'd have a little castor bean patch, so I put some water there, and that's what grew, and I didn't plant it, so they're pretty cool. I'll figure out something good to do with them. Another couple of little watermelons growing over here somewhere. If I can find the little suckers. Oh, they're right here somewhere. Let's see here. Where'd you little bastards go? Yeah, I'll show them to you when they get a little bit bigger. There's a couple more growing on there as well. Yeah, I don't see them little suckers right now. Over here, got cucumbers growing over here. You can't see them either, I'm sure. They're down in there though. There's one there and one there. They're starting to come on now a little bit. And I got lots of purslane growing in here and a few more watermelons down here. Chickens got in there and tore the fuck out of them. Then a rodent got in there and was eating watermelons too, so we'll see how that goes. But I got some nice lamb's quarter for juicing in there, and a lot of purslane I can juice. It's all good. I find most of the weeds I have are edible and fall under the category of superfood, so I try to juice a little bit of everybody every day. And big old pecan tree right there. And squirrels and birds get most of them pecans. Oh, and the grapevines over here. Been eating grapes for a month, probably be eating grapes for a month more. Ones the chickens don't get. Fucking chickens are killer on the grapes. There's a few up in here still. I got some of them in the fridge, and they're hanging all over on this ungainly son of a bitch, but seem to be getting her done. I got most of the ones out of reach of the chickens, the ones they didn't eat. They're sure yummy. Anyway, it's a Flat Earth Hippies little garden party here on Flat Earth. Kind of looking for a like-minded folks off-grid, start some kind of sustainable community. I got 35 years of off-grid experience, but I find myself here on the grid next to I-5 and just looking to get away from this internet bullshit and all the frequencies and the freeway right there. And so I'm up for any community that is doing the off-grid thing and needs a good gardener, good medicine man. That'd be me. Anyway, back over to this side, I got to go in and find my little rescue chicken. Oh, there she is right there, a little Biddle. Hey, little Biddle, you want to be on the TV? There's little Biddle right there. She was about egg size when I found her, and we go out hunting big juicy worms and other bugs. I got stuff laying down that we can turn over. She ate a boatload of termites the other day. She's the best little chicken a guy ever had. Anyway, guess that's about it. I really like that wild lettuce. I guess that's it for the Flat Earth Hippie on Flat Earth garden style. Thanks for watching.